The year was 1972, and the boy was 15 years old. He could have never imagined that his life would change forever that day. Dive into the water resulted in a broken neck, ending in quadriplegia. Like any other teenage boy, most of his days were spent dreaming of the day when he could legally drive a car, cruising around town with his buddies, and causing some ruckus. That driving would bring newfound freedom. That all changed in an instant that day. When the time finally came for him to drive, he was going to need special equipment that would allow him to operate a car. He had gone and tried several styles of hand controls and finally settled on one design that worked for him, only to find out that that manufacturer was no longer in business. Not one to sit back and do nothing, he went to work developing hand controls that would work best for him. The end result was something very different from what was available on the market currently. By now, you've probably guessed I'm telling you the story of Mr. Keith Howell from Howell Ventures Limited. Keith always said that starting a business was better than going to school any day. So in August of 1988, Keith began manufacturing push-rock hand control that we know today as Sure Grip. Keith was a one-man show at first and didn't hire his first employee until 1995. Prior to that, he took all of the orders, assembled the hand controls, packed them, and shipped them out to us dealers. And speaking of packing, you might remember that in the early days, the packing material of choice was popcorn. The story goes on. In 1997, Keith's shop and home were destroyed by fire. What happened next was amazing to him. This industry rallied around Keith. They placed orders and sent money for products on a to-be-delivered basis. That allowed him to stay in business. Howell Ventures has grown since then into an enterprise that boasts 16 different hand control offerings. They are sold worldwide. Keith has earned many exporter awards, including Exporter of the Year. Keith has always looked to advance the driving experience for people with disability, and this is the driving force behind his innovations. Keith's company was the first to offer hand controls with a throttle lockout. Keith has always been a strong supporter of the NMEDA organization and has encouraged his team members to integrate into positions of leadership whenever possible and to support the NMEDA organization. One of the lesser known things about Keith is his philanthropy. Whether through the Keith Howell Mobility Trust, his support of schools in Kenya, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, or his support of the I Am Able ministry, part of every dollar generated by Howell Ventures Limited finds its way to these charities and organizations. There's many amazing stories about Keith, too many to share here, about his generosity towards people, and especially those in need. Keith has been married to his wife Jane for 36 years. He and Jane met while she was volunteering as a physical therapist in conjunction with a wheelchair basketball program. It was Keith's athletic ability and congenial nature that caught her eye. Keith and Jane have 3 children, 5 grandchildren, with number 6 on the way, due in September. As I stated in the beginning, the outcome of this story is truly remarkable. It's my pleasure to induct Mr. Keith Howell into the NMEDA Hall of Fame. Keith couldn't be with us tonight, so Cody accepted on his behalf, but Keith did send a video for us to view.
Today for this special occasion. A few years ago, several events caused my disability to catch up with me. As a result, traveling has become a challenge to the point where I've decided not to do it anymore. I have seen NMEDA from the startup and have watched the organization grow to what it has become today. NMEDA has been a very big part of my life. enjoyed every conference and road trip to and from. Some of you remember I like driving more than flying. It was one of the greatest benefits of starting out venture swimming. All the traveling I could do, road trips, life itself, getting out there, seeing dealers, promoting a new style of driving to the industry. It had its challenges and rewards. It took some time to break into the industry, had to put my dues in, as they say, but I always believed the push rock style was better than the rest, and it would win out in the end if given enough time, and win it did. I was never afraid to make changes and be innovative. When John Catanci invented a way to lock out the gas, I had to have it and made it a standard feature on all the sugar products. Out of that came modular design. That allowed us to manufacture the other three styles of hand controls that introduced a short stroke right angle and push pull. Just 6 years ago, an electronic department started, allowing us to produce a sure switch in-house. From there came remote spinner knobs and 3D printing in order to customize spinner knobs for people electronically and for people that just had bad hands. And then came the biggest change we ever made in our product line, with the Featherlight electronic gas being added to our hand control lineup, which has already taken over our mechanic. From the beginning in '86, I had decided to change the way people drove their vehicles. I just didn't know how far that would take me. Thank you, NMEDA, for all the dealers that belong and for being an avenue that has made my dream possible. I want to thank my Lord and Savior for the life He has given me. I want to thank my wife for marrying me 37 years ago, for always believing in me, for going through those hard startup years when we never knew where the next dollar would come from, for taking a lot of her vacation time to come to the meeting, and for giving me 3 great children. There was a 10-year period when the whole family came with me. We got to see North America. We have great memories of those trips together. Most of you know my son Cody. You met him at an early age, and he just fit in. At one of the banquets, we were looking for him to sit down at the table with us. Tim Miller came by and said, "If you're looking for Cody, he's at our table, and we're keeping him." I really want to take this opportunity to say how happy and pleased I am to have a son like you by my side in business together. The excellent job that you are doing. It's always a father's dream to have a son like you to take over the business, and you are that son. Russ Newton, my brother-in-law and friend, came to work with me April 18, 2005. One of the best business decisions I ever made. We clicked from the start, and we haven't stopped. It has been a privilege and a blessing to work with you, with the talents that you have. There's no way Howell Ventures would be where it is today without your keen marketing skills, superior relationship building. There's no job too big or too small. You always gave it your best. You always had my back. Thank you, Russ. I've enjoyed it all. And I am proud to call you my buddy and friend. In closing, I am truly honored to be accepted into the NMEDA's Hall of Fame. I would like to say thanks to all the people that have made this happen, and all the dealers and the relationships that we've built over the last 30 years. Thank you, and God bless.
On the Hall of Fame committee, it was very difficult to select people because there were very good candidates out there. And committee did a good job. So, thank you very much. We'll turn it back over to Danny.